Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. August 15, 1977, 2:30 p.m. Elvis Presley weighs 250 pounds, his once godlike frame destroyed by prescription drugs. The king of rock and roll has become a prisoner in his own palace. In 24 hours, the man who changed music forever will be gone. But what really happened to the king? This is the story of Elvis Presley's final day alive. Graceland's gates gleam like golden prison bars in the Memphis heat. Inside his bedroom, Elvis stares at a reflection that belongs to a stranger. Hollow cheeks where confidence once lived, dead eyes where fire once burned. At 42, he looks decades older, an old man trapped in his own legend. His left hand shakes as he reaches for the bottles that line his nightstand like plastic soldiers. Dr. Nick has prescribed him a pharmaceutical cocktail that would kill most men, Dilaudid for chronic pain, Quaaludes for anxiety that never stops, and Demerol for depression that grows deeper each day. Each bottle promises relief from a different kind of suffering, but the doses keep increasing while the relief keeps diminishing. Around him, members of the Memphis Mafia move through the mansion like ghosts, pretending everything is normal. They see the king of rock and roll, but Elvis knows what he's become, a performance that's been running on empty for years. In another room, 9-year-old Lisa Marie's laughter cuts through the pharmaceutical haze that clouds his mind. She represents the only genuine thing left in a world built on lies and chemicals. But even she is slipping away. Priscilla's lawyers are documenting every stumble, every slurred word, building a custody case that will take away the one person who still sees him as human rather than myth. Meanwhile, insurance policies worth $17.5 million sit in filing cabinets, alongside tour contracts that bind him to 50 more shows. His death would solve financial problems for many people. Panic claws at his throat as Graceland's walls seem to close in around him. Every gold record feels like evidence of a man who no longer exists, and every award reminds him of what he used to be before the pills drained him dry. He needs escape, and he knows exactly where to find it. Dr. Lester Hoffman's dental office, where pain relief comes in forms that have nothing to do with teeth. Someone understands his patterns of need and desperation better than he does himself. Memphis becomes a journey through his own personal graveyard as he drives toward the appointment. Every street corner holds memories of the revolutionary who made America move its hips, the boy from Tupelo who believed music could heal the world. Now those same streets watch him decay in real time. Dr. Hoffman's office glows under fluorescent lights like a pharmaceutical sanctuary. The treatment provides relief from more than dental pain. It quiets the existential screaming in his head, the constant noise of being Elvis Presley when he no longer remembers who that person is supposed to be. But even as the medication takes effect, questions continue haunting him through the chemical fog. He drives home through Memphis darkness, his body floating in temporary chemical peace while his mind continues its relentless assault. Outside Graceland's gates, devoted fans maintain their vigil, chanting his name like a religious mantra. They see their savior, but Elvis feels like he's wearing a dead man's face. Robert Call from Indiana captures this moment with his camera, creating what will become the final photograph of Elvis alive. Neither the photographer nor his subject understands the significance, but the image shows a man already displaying signs of his fate. Inside the mansion, silence presses against him like a physical weight. Gold records line the walls, but they feel more like tombstones marking the death of the man who created them. His mind drifts to memories of returning from Germany to find that rock and roll had evolved without him. When his tooth begins to throb, Elvis knows exactly what to do. The call to Dr. Nick follows a script they've rehearsed countless times: a complaint of pain, a request for relief, and a prescription that arrives with mathematical precision. Within hours, his stepbrother Ricky Stanley is driving through Memphis to collect 6 Dilaudid pills from Baptist Memorial Hospital's all-night pharmacy. Sleep has become impossible as his mind races through decades of choices that led him to this pharmaceutical prison. When did he stop being a person and become a product? A commodity that generates revenue for everyone except the man trapped inside the myth? Tonight marks the beginning of another tour, 50 shows across America where he'll pretend to be Elvis Presley for crowds who remember when he was dangerous. The preparations feel different this time, weighted with finality he can't shake. His voice cracks during soundcheck rehearsals, his memory fails during simple songs, and his hands shake as he tries to fit into costumes tailored for a younger, healthier version of himself. Physical demands of performing have become nearly impossible. His heart pounds from something deeper than chemical dependency, a terror that goes beyond pharmaceutical withdrawal. He's afraid that he's wasted his entire life becoming someone he never wanted to be. Billy Smith responds to his desperate need for movement, for anything that might quiet the chaos in his skull. The racquetball court feels unsteady, spinning like his life. He swings at Billy but ends up hitting himself, pain shooting through his leg. It's a perfect picture of what's happening to him, Elvis Presley, a man destroying himself. Afterward, he drifts toward the piano. His fingers touch the keys and suddenly the room changes. Gospel music fills the air, cutting through the haze of pills and exhaustion. He plays Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, his voice soft but steady. For a moment, he isn't the performer weighed down by sequins or the man numbed by prescriptions. He's just Elvis, the boy from Tupelo who once sang in church. Billy and Joe watch quietly, their eyes welling with tears. They know they're witnessing something rare, the last time Elvis Presley will sing as himself. And yet, no one records it. His most genuine performance disappears into silence as if it never happened. The music fades, and reality's weight returns. Elvis's mind begins to spiral, flooded with fragments of memory. He sees his mother's face from the day he left Tupelo. He remembers young fans who once believed he could save them. And he feels the sting of realizing he couldn't even save himself. The world loves Elvis Presley, but who loves the man behind the name? He thinks about God, about redemption, and about forgiveness for a life that became something he never intended. These questions cut deeper than any physical pain, eating away at what little of his true self might still remain. Each step up the stairs feels heavier than the last. His legs tremble, his chest burns. The man who once captivated stages now struggles just to climb. At the top, he reaches for Dr. Nick's pre-measured packets, his chemical routine. Beside him lies Ginger, 20 years old, a reminder of everything he can no longer be. He tells her he feels restless, an understatement that barely captures the soul trying to escape a body that no longer works. She watches him fade into medication's fog, knowing she's watching the man she loves slip further away. Portland, Maine awaits him tonight, the first stop on a tour that feels more like a funeral procession. He tells Ginger he's going to the bathroom to read. She playfully suggests he not fall asleep in there. Her words will haunt her forever. He retreats to his bathroom, carrying a book about faith and redemption. But as he sits, reading about transformation and sacrifice, his chest begins to tighten not from physical pain, but from something deeper. 20 years of pretending to be someone else finally begin crushing his real self. In his final moment of consciousness, he understands with devastating clarity that this is the end of the longest performance of his life. The boy from Tupelo who just wanted to make people happy dissolves into the myth that destroyed him. At 2:30 p.m. on the 16th of August, 1977, Elvis Aaron Presley is gone alone.
Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. Apparently it was a heart attack.
Ginger finds him collapsed. At 4 p.m., Vernon Presley tells the world his son is dead. Autopsy results reveal 14 different drugs, but the real cause remains hidden. Dr. Nick loses his medical license but faces no criminal charges. Investigators call it an accidental overdose instead of asking tougher questions about how doctors were prescribing dangerous amounts of medication. Strange coincidences keep appearing throughout the investigation. Elvis's drug schedule lined up perfectly with his mental breakdown. His appointments were timed when he was most desperate and vulnerable. But the real killer might be fame itself, a system that treats people like products, making more money from dead legends than living artists. While investigators focus on pills and prescriptions, they ignore how the entertainment industry slowly destroys the real person behind the celebrity. What really happened to the king? Were it the pills that destroyed him? The doctors? The fame that crushed his soul? Or was it all orchestrated? What do you think destroyed the boy from Tupelo who just wanted to sing? Drop a comment and let us know.